Hello retail traders. I want to talk about a couple of tickers that we're interested in watching right now, and I was asked to go ahead and do a couple of these, so we're going to do them. That's what we're going to do. Netflix. This year we're playing what you call a reversal into a big long candle. This is resistance, this candle right here. So what I've found, if I pull up the weekly time frame, is a Darvis box. I'm going to show you how to trade a Darvis box into the bottom resistance, support of that box, which now becomes resistance. So I'm going to draw me a little trend line right here, and I'm going to bring it down and fill that box and run this all the way down here. The bottom of that box is right here. You could tell this thing was about ready to break out with the higher lows it was receiving here. And then it finally did break out and it pulled back, and then we had the hard sell-off last year. And then back in September, a little sooner, we started bouncing back up. So this old support level will now become resistance. And I'm going to go ahead and chart that in here. And I think that'll become a hard resistance to break, because that's kind of how you play these Darvis boxes. We're going to change this here into a different color. We'll make it red. I found a new thing on here that I like. Kind of gives me the color of reds that I want, if I want a real bright red like that. So I've got my red in there, and that's going to be our target. Target is at 468.11. Now I've been trading these Darvis boxes for over 20 years. And we're going to type that in here. So you can go back later and look at it and study it. This is called the Darvis box. And we're going to change that shade of color to the note. We'll turn it black where we can see it. So that's your Darvis box. That's going to be our hard resistance. Now, in every box, there's a pivot point. There's a pivot point. And I'm going to go ahead and write that pivot point in here with a red line. Get that default. So that pivot point's right in here. You can see it plain as day. You got your resistance of high, high, low, high. So right in here is where we're going to put this pivot point area. Whoop. I need to put that price on there. Right there. That's more or less where, if we break the resistance of 468.11, this thing can run up to 417. But I'm still thinking this 468.11 is going to be a real hard resistance to break. And that's about another 20 bucks from where we are right now. Now the support level is going to be off this 200 SMA on the weekly time frame to hold, to keep this trade bullish. And for that, we're going to go ahead and put a little support line right there at 406.83. I should have went over here and looked at the gap. I didn't think about that, but that's pretty much right where we need to be. I might bring it up just a notch. I mean, a notch is well, that's not much of a difference, but we're going to do it anyway. We're going to remove that drawing, and I'm going to bring it to the top of these candles right here at 410.91. So that's going to be your lowest possible support. Now when I'm taking these trend lines, I like to look at the candle too, and we've got a little bitty tweezer top here. So we're going to put that in at 420.07. Now I'm going to go to the yearly time frame, and we'll see if I missed anything, or see if I see something that we got two gaps. We got a gap in here, and we got a gap right here. So this will be the first lowest support possible at 429, and we're going to change this into a different color and not use that red. We'll make it blue. We want to try to keep it on the body of that candle and hold the gap fill. Right now, we're very bullish on Netflix. It's going to take a catastrophe, or maybe if the market goes into a downtrend, which everybody's calling for. I'm seeing a lot more posts about people thinking we're overbought and we need to pull back. We could find real strong buy down here at 410, and I'd load the boat and run it all the way back up to the top here. So this is kind of confusing right now because we are in very overbought territories, and we could start seeing some kind of pullback, some kind of reversal. So you got to be very careful from here on out. So let's do this up in a summary on a 20-day time frame. Now you got a trend line that goes right up through here. So we're going to draw a trend line to fine tune it like a fiddle. We're going to take the body of that candle and run it up to the next body. And I'm going to extend that out to the right. See, I didn't go up to any of these other at all. I just went from this body to that body, and I extended it out. That's how the snake works. I don't want to take this body and run it into this body. I want to take this body and run it into that body and then extend it out to the right. As long as we stay above that, we're very bullish, very bullish, very bullish. Now on the 20-day, 1 hour time frame, I always use that 200 SMA as a solid support. So if it does pull back and hit that 200 on the 1 hour time frame, I'm going to load the boat at that area too. It does like to bounce off the 200 on the 1 hour time frame. So in summary, solid support to hold is going to be staying above this trend line. And that trend line keep going up and up, and the price of the stock can keep going up and up and up. If not, we've got three solid support areas. One here at 429.50, one at 420.07, and then the final one at 410.91. And mind you, the resistance to break is going to be right up here at the top of that box, and we're going to pull that up on the weekly so we can see it a little bit better. And that price is right at 468.11. Jot that down. If we can break that, we'll be able to run this up and start filling in this box. And then we'll definitely go sideways from there because we got a head and shoulders right here. And that's Netflix. And the other one I want to bring up that we played today is Tesla. In mind, I'm overbought. I'm cautious, optimistic about the market. So I'm still optimistic, but I'm playing it cautiously. And we're going to clean this up. We played the heck out of it today. In fact, I'll show you how it looks on the daily 1 minute. I think I've already recharted it when I found the dip. Okay, let's talk about the dip. How we found the support level on the Tesla today. Yesterday I pointed out, or today I pointed out, I pointed out all the time, and I kind of gave a little lecture about how to find support levels. And this morning, yesterday, we called this out on triple bottom off this support line, and we had a breakout. This was real solid. This is a triple bottom. So when Powell gave his speech, I told the room, I said, just be patient, let it fall back to that day low, and see if we don't bounce off that, start to have some kind of reversal pattern off that triple bottom day low. That's a major support. I'm telling you, triple bottoms I've seen more this year than I've seen in the 19, 20 years that I've ever traded every day sitting at this desk. So I'm really telling the room, I'm saying the triple bottoms, man, you see them, you spot them as a resistance or as a support, you better either buy or, think about how you want to make a trade. So Powell gave his speech. We had a symmetrical flag here, snake breakout, pull back, and then a little boom. But it created a symmetrical flag, and Powell gave his speech, and it knifed. So we told the room, I said, man, get this double bottom down here, this triple bottom. She bounced right off of it, just beautifully. I called this trade out. I took bam, 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 and bam. Snake breakout, pull back, double bottom, boom. to the 200 SMA and got out of the trade. That's my signature trade right here. Snake, breakout, pull back to a double bottom, boom. So yeah, we're bullish on Tesla, but that chartist artist on CNBC said he sold his shares, and I think they're wanting to pull back a little bit to buy in on the dip. They got in right around 105. This is where we called it out, down here, right around 110. I called it out at 110. I said, man, take this sucker and hold it for the rest, forever. 110 for Tesla? Are you serious? I mean, I traded this stock all the way up to $2,200. This thing's at 110. I mean, I was ecstatic about it, about 110. And we run it all the way up to the 200. And that's what was so beautiful about this trade. I ran it to 150 and then I just kept taking it. So we've had to pull back and then we've had the breakout. Now we're up here hovering in the gap. I did a video just a little bit ago about gap. This is all about gap fills. Whoa, almost did something I didn't want to do there. Whoa, almost bought something. A little too much of something. Damn. I don't know how I did that. So we had a gap fill here, and I talked about the gap fill in the video. I don't think I had enough money to buy whatever I was going to buy in there. And we put a little support line on that. So we're now inside of that gap. Now solid support no lower than 243.85 into the other gap down here. That's got to hold to stay very bullish. I got a target of 268. 268 was my target. And if you look at we have 264. The 268 fills this here other candle right here, 268.22. So the 264 is where the good exit idea is. Maybe if it doesn't fill that gap, then we've got a whole new Darvis box that we got to trade in up here. So I like to see it hold the support, like I said, right around the 243.58 area, and break and find resistance at 264. If it holds that, then we're still very bullish in this trade. But they're going to run it down just a little bit. But man, I'm very bullish in Tesla right now. Why? Two reasons. They're teaming up with these charging stations. And when they team up with a company like General Motors or Ford, the fat cats on Wall Street will stop bad-mouthing Tesla. They went on a rant last year because Elon bought Twitter. The same people that were bashing it last year are pumping it this year. It's all rigged, and you need to realize that. I was pissed off last year because they just would not stop bashing it, and they brought it down purposely. Purposely. And the bulls got a hold of it and ran it all the way back up. Here's your bull flag right here. If you want to know what a bull flag looks like, that's a bull flag. You got a triple bottom bull flag breakout on a triple top boom. I mean, not a triple top, but she definitely broke resistance. Triple top's right here. So that's a bull flag, and it's going to consolidate probably before this junction up here and pull back down and find some kind of support, like I said, around that 243. I want it to hold the gap, if not solid buy. I mean, load the boat, just throw it all in at 234.69. That's Tesla. So those are the two. With the rhetoric and the way the people are talking, the fat cats are talking, and a lot of retail traders are talking, we're overbought and we need to consolidate. And I don't see nothing wrong with that at all. We've had too big of a run. Look at here. You look at this run and look at this run. We consolidated. This can do the same thing. You can pull a flag down, pull a flag, go up here like this and pull a flag down, and then have the initial breakout into the Darvas box, and then you'll be up here at the triple top resistance, and then maybe, who knows, this thing can keep going, and keep going, because it's Tesla. So yeah, let's see what we can do with it. Y'all have a great day. Retail traders, sneaky snake trading strategy.